We're going to be starting our Impressionism paintings, and our artist of inspiration is Claude Monet. Now, Claude Monet did a lot of series of paintings. This was actually the first Impressionist painting. It was called Impression Sunrise, and they meant it as a dig because it didn't look very finished, and it didn't look realistic, and it wasn't totally accepted today or back in the day. So of these options, I'm going to have you choose one for your Impressionist painting. Now, I love Monet's water lilies because I like living on a lake. In fact, I have a water lilies book right here. This is one of my favorite books. It's Monet's water lilies, and literally he painted water lilies for this whole entire book. All different water lilies, all different reflections, all different seasons. So I love that. And here's our artist here, Claude Monet. He's French. All right, so to get started, find your water lily picture. I have one right here. In fact, in my book, I'm going to open it up, and you can see that this was done in 1905. It's part of his water lilies painting. This was 2 foot 7 inches by 3 foot 2 inches, but he did water lilies that would be, check this out, huge murals too. So just huge sizes of walls with his Impressionist style. So if you're thinking, well then what is the Impressionism? Oh, I lost my page. If you're thinking about what is Impressionism, it's just one impression of time. It's the flickering of light, it's the reflections, it's seeing the brush strokes. That's part of Impressionism. It's all about a specific moment in time and getting the essence or the feel of a place. So not completely realistic. So to get started, I'm going to open up to my page, and I'm really loving this this water lilies right here. I even practiced with some paints, thinking about what I could do for my background, and this is getting pretty close. So what Monet would do was actually paint in layers. This was like a warm-up. I like it all different directions, but it's getting the distance. I'd still have to put lily pads. I'd have to do some of the reflections onto the water, but think in terms of layers and blending. So I'm going to slide this over. This was an example that I was working with a student a while back too of water lilies, and you can already see some more of the layers coming through. This is just done on heavy paper. This was done on heavy paper. This is a canvas, and this is a close-up of a water lily painting done by a student. So you can see that it's a canvas. You can actually hear the canvas, and you can see that they were actually working on enlarging an area. So you could actually do this on a canvas. You can usually buy canvases at Walmart or Michael's, and they just give you that really a feeling that you're actually creating a painting like fine art. So I'm going to continue working on this one. I have my book handy, so I'm not inventing. I'm actually able to see what I'm doing, so I can see that. I like to work on newspaper. One thing Impressionists did not use is black. So how would they get their darks? They'd do color mixing. They'd mix two opposites, like blue and orange, and you'd get a very nice dark. But it wasn't black. They could mix opposites like purple and yellow to get a very dark color, or the opposites of green and red to get a very dark color. So for me, if I need darks, I'm not going to try and find black and squirt it out of a jar. You have to learn how to really make those darks so they're more of an accurate kind of tone for nature. So on my palette, I have my ice cream bucket lid, and I decided to switch to acrylics. If you do acrylics, you have to have your own brushes. And remember, if you don't wash your brush with soap, it won't work anymore. This brush was not thoroughly rinsed out, and guess what? I could soak this for weeks and weeks and years, and it's never going to get any better because the acrylic and the plastic materials in paint set up. So this one, garbage. But I have two right here that I'm going to use. And again, remember, you need to wash it with soap when you're done. So I'm going to keep this handy so I remember how to mix my darks. And you can even experiment doing that too. So I'm going to start mixing some tints and some shades. And I'm going to start mixing with some colors. And I'm going to be comparing it to see how it's going to be matching and layering. And it's going to take a while to start to get some of these to start to layer. And it does take a while. So I'm going to go into here. I'm going to get some more of these to go in this direction. So I'm slowly getting those layers to come together. So Impressionism, it doesn't have to have all the details. It can have all the little tiny brush strokes. And I can start, again, keep thinking about layers. I might work over in an area over here. Once I got that color that I'm loving on my brush, I might see that color through here. I like to